I guess Hunter Biden is not above the law. Not only that, the judge did not sign off on the plea deal, so the investigation is still going on. Then the judge scolded Hunter, scolded his daddy, and went after his attorneys for lying. And there's something that his attorneys did yesterday that got them sanctioned and possibly coming a disbarment. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ANN, American News Network. I'm your host, Vlad. Let's get right into it. So Hunter Biden was supposed to get his amazing, beautiful plea deal today. Well, guess what happened? No plea deal. No plea deal. So before we get into the details of what happened this morning, first we got to talk about this. So a month ago, when we found out that Hunter is getting this sweetheart plea deal, the Republicans in Congress and Senate really started investigating, and they even have come out like James Comer, the chairman of the oversight committee that is investigating the Bidens. He came out and said, this doesn't change anything. We are going to continue our investigation into Hunter and into the Biden family. They had whistleblowers from the IRS, from the FBI and DOJ within the last 2 weeks. They actually compiled all the new evidence of how the DOJ got in the way of the IRS and FBI from raiding at Hunter's home, from arresting him, actually putting him in handcuffs and charging him with felonies. So they compiled all this new information with the whistleblower testimonies and they sent it to the judge about 3 days ago. Well, yes, and they said, please reconsider taking the deal. Well, do you know what happened yesterday? Yesterday, the judge got a phone call from a Republican representative, like an assistant to a congressman or woman. We don't know the name of who they pretended to be like. Well, someone calls in as one of their assistants, someone that works for them, and said, hey, you know all this info that we sent you, Mr. or Mrs. Judge, and the letter saying please reconsider? Never mind. Forget about it. And the judge, once he heard the voicemail, had a lot of questions. So they started digging into it. Do you know what they found out? It was actually Hunter Biden's lawyers who called in impersonating a representative from a congressman or woman's office and pretending like a GOP congressman said, hey, never mind. Don't take the paperwork and all the evidence we sent you into consideration. And they were found out. So we now know that Hunter's attorney called the judge the evening before Hunter was supposed to get that plea deal and messed it all up. So when Hunter went into court this morning, you're not above the law, crackhead. Let's get right into this. We're gonna watch this video together, ladies and gentlemen, from CNN. Look at the shock on the faces.
Breaking news out of Wilmington, Delaware, from the Hunter Biden plea deal hearing. Our Kara Scannell just ran out from inside the courtroom. Kara, bring us up to speed.
Yeah, John, so as I went back into the courtroom, the hearing had just begun again. The judge was back on the bench, and she was pressing the prosecution on this investigation and the four corners of this plea agreement. One of the prosecutors said that the investigation was very much ongoing, and that she asked him, well, what is not covered in this plea agreement if you are leaving the possibility?
So really quickly right there, one of the prosecutors in the Hunter Biden case actually told the judge that this plea deal does not close everything. We are still investigating him on a lot of different issues. We are still investigating him on other crimes. And this does not close the book.
Possibility for there being other future charges. So then the judge said, would this include a possible FARA charge that's not registering as a foreign agent? The prosecutor said no, the deal would not include that. It was at that point that...
So the prosecutor actually told the judge that this deal does not mean that we are not going to charge Biden with the FARA Act sooner or later, meaning foreign agent working for a foreign national either company or something that's tied into the CCP and not registering as a foreign agent. Really quickly, I think the person that really needs to be charged and held accountable for not registering as a foreign agent is his daddy, aka the big guy, aka Sniff, aka Potato Brains. I mean, we can just keep going.
That she had said to the prosecution, you know, if you can charge that, then what does this mean? And the prosecutors, actually, she asked Hunter Biden's attorneys about that, and he said, well, then there's no deal. And the prosecutor said, then there is no deal. So Biden's team said that the plea agreement, as far as they understood it, was now null and void. They were moving ahead to talk about what the next steps would be in this case. So as of right now, the deal appears to be dead and off the table. And it remains to be seen how they're going to move forward. But he has been charged with those 2 misdemeanor tax evasion charges. But one thing we learned is that this investigation is very much still ongoing.
Good. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, they thought they could get away with it. I just really quickly, I see comments a lot of times and people are like, nothing's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it took the Democrats 50 years to bring the country to where it is now. They slowly filled the local courts, the local judges, went from city to city, making sure everything's run by Democrats. It's going to take some time to undo everything. And I get a lot of comments saying these hearings from the Republicans and the House they're not going to do anything. Wrong. Today's result is the result of the GOP hearings. Today's results in the court is because of the hearings that they have been holding, because of the whistleblower testimonies, because of the conversations, because of the talking that they do. Hunter Biden does not get away with a slap on the wrist for the same thing that you or I would get decades in prison for. So, ladies and gentlemen, things are slowly moving in the right direction. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the work that we do here at American News Network, as you're going to see, I am completely doing a big restructure of the studio. So you're going to be seeing things shifting and changing behind, and we don't know where we're going, but we got to do some big things. We're going to be doing street interviews soon. I live in a really big college city. There's 5 major universities within an hour drive of where I live. So we're going to be talking to some young adults here. I know I might look 20. I'm actually 31, so I can already see the comments. But hey, if you like the work that we do here, I want to thank the sponsor of this channel, Mike Lindell, with his companies My Store and My Pillow. Use links down below in the description with promo code 8NN at checkout. Huge discount. Also, there's a link to my merch store, MAGAmerchUS.com. All t-shirts are around $23 or less. Free shipping anywhere in the United States on any order. You can't beat that. But the most important thing that you can do is like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's share the truth together. In Jesus' name, Trump 2024 or sooner.